What's up, guys, and welcome to my branded Dark Magician deck profile. Now, I know this package has been played a million times in Dark Magician, and full disclaimer, I don't in any way consider myself to be a competitive player, but the reason I wanted to make this video is because while messing around with the branded package, I came up with a really cool combo that I think is both fun and quite powerful, and I don't think I've ever seen someone else play through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the combo in detail in just a little bit, but just to give you a little bit of a spoiler, this is a going second 2-card combo, and what it does is it gives you Dragoon, Master of Chaos, with its effect to banish all your opponent's monsters, non-targeting, 8,800 attack, and in case your opponent survives, as follow-up, you will also get Guardian Chimera for an additional 2 pops and 1 draw. Or if you want to substitute that, you can also use something like Dragos Stapelia or some other options, which I'll get into later. But for now, let me quickly go through the deck profile, and then I'll go over the concept of the deck to explain some of the choices of the cards, as well as play through the combo itself and maybe some variants. So to start off with the standard Dark Magician package, we have 2 Dark Magicians, 1 Dark Magician Girl. You might be able to cut this. I was thinking about what to substitute that for. We have 3 Magician's Rods, 3 copies of Magician's Souls, 1 copy of Timaeus, the United Dragon, 2 copies of Illusion of Chaos. Might want to bump that up to 3, and that's it for the monsters. We have 3 copies of Preparation of Rites, 1 copy of Secrets of Dark Magic, 3 copies of Soul Servant, 1 Upstart Goblin, 1 Dark Magical Circle, 1 Magician's Salvation, and 1 Eternal Soul. Now that does it for the standard Dark Magician deck. And now for the branded package, we have 3 copies of Branded Opening, 1 copy of Aluber, the Jester of Despia, 1 copy of Branded Fusion, 1 Fallen of Albaz, 1 Branded in Red, and this is the real spice of the deck, 1 copy of Illusion Magic. And this is what really gets you able to pull off the combo that I'll be showing you. And maybe that's one of the reasons why no one else has really ever played it, because this card hasn't really been in favor for a little while. Now this is the main deck, so to speak, with 31 cards, which leaves you 9 open slots for what I like to think of as your defense cards. And this, what you want to play here is really going to depend on, what format you're playing in, what your local scene is like. So I'm going to leave this really flexible, and I'm still thinking about what I like to play, but just to give you some of the ideas of what I have played with some of my friends, I'm currently running 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More, 1 copy of Instant Fusion, 1 copy of Called by the Grave, 1 copy of Branded Lost, and I want maybe 3 copies of Lightning Storm. I only have 2 right now. I was also considering maybe 3 copies of Evenly Matched. I'm still waiting on 2 in the mail. So that does it for the main deck. Just clear some of these out of here. And for the extra deck, so we just have a very bare bones link package, and I don't even have all the cards, but starting off we have Artemis the Magistus Moon Maiden, 1 copy of Imduk the World Chalice Dragon, a copy of Dark the Dark Charmer Gloomy, and the 2 cards I'm missing, Selene and Access Code. So your basic Dark Magician link package. And now for your fusions, you have 1 copy of Albion the Branded Dragon, copy of Lubellion the Syrian Dragon, 1 copy of Guardian Chimera, 1 copy of Predaplant Dragos Stapelia. You have your Master of Chaos, 2 copies of Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. You have Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, the Dark Magicians, and Millennium Eyes Restrict. That's what the Instant Fusion is for. So that's the deck. Now let me get into quickly the combo and the concept of the deck and explain some of the choices that I made here. Alright guys, so here's the actual combo that I was talking about. These are the 2 cards you need, Illusion of Chaos and Branded Opening. As I said, this is a going second combo, so you will have 6 cards in hand. So these 4 cards, they can be anything. I just have, Dark Ruler No More, but it doesn't matter. And this is a pretty tight combo, so you really have to follow the exact order and cards that I play. If you have some of the extra combo pieces in hand already, you'll have a little bit more flexibility and maybe the ability to play around a little bit what your opponent might have set up. But obviously that wouldn't be a 2-card combo anymore. So I'm just showing you the bare bones setup that you need to pull this off. So the first card that you'll be playing is Illusion of Chaos. You're going to activate this in hand, revealing it to add Magician's Rod. And you can, then you'll have to place 1 card on top of your deck. It can be any of these. Pretend that's in the deck. The next card you will be playing is to summon Magician's Rod, activate its effect, and you're going to search Illusion Magic. You're going to play Illusion Magic, tributing Rod, and adding 2 Dark Magicians to your hand. And now you're going to be playing Branded Opening. And don't forget that discarding a card is part of the effect, not cost. So, in case this gets negated or anything like that, make sure that you haven't given up one of your cards before you do that. But you have to be, so when you play this card, you have to discard Dark Magician or Illusion of Chaos. One of those two. It can't be one of your extra cards. It has to be one of these 2 cards. So we're going to go ahead and discard Dark Magician, and this is going to special summon Aluber. Put him in defense position, and this is going to trigger his effect, which is going to allow us to search Branded Fusion. Go ahead and play Branded Fusion, and we're going to send Fallen of Albaz and Timaeus to the graveyard in order to summon out Albion the Branded Dragon. And Albion is going to trigger its effect to banish fusion material. We're going to use Dark Magician and Fallen of Albaz, and again, it really matters that you use those cards, not these other ones, to summon out Lubellion the Syrian Dragon. Put him in defense position because he can't attack, and we're not going to be using him anyways. Now, Lubellion is going to trigger his effect, and we're going to discard a card as cost, and you really have to discard Illusion of Chaos as cost, unless you discard Illusion of Chaos off of Branded Opening. Otherwise, you discard the other one. We use Dark Magician with Branded Opening, so we're going to discard Illusion of Chaos off of Lubellion. This is going to allow us to shuffle fusion material from our banish or graveyard back into our deck, and we're going to put Illusion of Chaos and Dark Magician back into our deck in order to summon out Master of Chaos. And now, that was all trigger effects off of each other. We're in an open game state. Master of Chaos is going to, oh sorry, that was a mistake. When Master of Chaos is summoned, you will be able to activate his effect to special summon out of the graveyard a light or dark monster. We're going to summon out Timaeus, the United Dragon. Now we're in an open game state, and we're going to use Timaeus' effect to fusion summon using Dark Magician and Albion the Branded Dragon, sending those to the graveyard to bring out Dragoon. And now the main combo for summoning is complete. That's in the graveyard. Now you can use Master of Chaos' effect to tribute Lubellion and Albion to banish your opponent's monsters. And this is non-targeting, so it's an extremely powerful effect. Maybe before you do that, if they have multiple monsters, you want to use Red Eyes' effect to pop a card to burn them for its attack damage. But you got to make sure that they still have some of their monsters on the board so you can use Master of Chaos' effect. Because aside from blowing up their monster field, it is helpful and important that you're able to tribute Aluber to get it into the graveyard, which you'll need it for the end phase, which we can get to, you swing for 3,000, 3,000, 2,800 for 8,800, and hopefully you've won at that point. But if somehow your opponent is still alive, maybe they summon another monster during the battle phase or something, and you have to go into the next turn. In the end phase, you are activating Albion the Branded Dragon, and what his effect is going to allow you to do is, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add to hand or set one branded spell or trap directly from your deck. So we're going to set Branded in red into our spell and trap zone. And now you pass turn to your opponent, and you've got 3 cards in hand for your Dragoon negate, and whenever you think it's most optimal, you go ahead and activate Branded in red. You're going to target the Aluber in your graveyard and add to hand. That's why it was really important to tribute those off of Master of Chaos. Go ahead and add this to hand, and then you can banish fusion material from your hand or field in order to summon a level 8 or higher fusion monster. We're going to go ahead and summon out Guardian Chimera by banishing Alubra in our hand, Timaeus, and Master Chaos. We don't need them anymore. And this is going to trigger its effect. When it's fusion summoned this way, you draw a card equal to the number of cards used as fusion material from your hand. So that's 1 card. And you destroy cards on your opponent's field equal to the number of fusion material used on the field. So that was 2. So you pop 2 more cards. So you have a negate, destroy, and 2 more destructions, plus another card. Hopefully that's enough to stop anything that they might have tried to do as follow-up on this turn, and will give you plenty of cards in hand, hopefully, to seal the game on your following. One other thing that I want to mention is not to forget about your branded opening, which is in the graveyard. This card, it's going to protect one of your fusion monsters. If a fusion monster you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. So it's just one more piece of protection for your board during your opponent's turn. I also want to mention that the instant fusion card that I had out, which is for Millennium Eyes Restrict, if you opened this on your turn and you played instant fusion to get out Millennium Eyes Restrict, normally any monster that's fusion summoned with instant fusion would be destroyed in the end phase. You can actually use Branded Opening's effect on that turn to banish it and protect your Millennium Eyes Restrict from the destruction effect of instant fusion. So now you'll still have this on your opponent's turn, which will just give you 1 more negate, which is really, really powerful. And then, of course, you can use that as one of the fusion material for Guardian Chimera because it will be destroyed in the end phase of your opponent's turn anyways, allowing you to keep, Master Chaos or Timaeus or whatever. And that's basically the combo. So all that from 2 cards, and you have 4 cards in hand. So, maybe you, turn 1, you also had something like Eternal Soul or Circle or Soul Servant. So maybe you're still able to play a lot of the traditional Dark Magician stuff on top of what you just saw here. And that really is the main idea of this deck and the combo. I was trying to come up with something that really helps boost the power ceiling of the deck in a consistent way, so just using 2 cards, while still preserving as much of the Dark Magician core as possible. So that's why you just see, I'm just playing 1 Alubra and 1 Brand Fusion in the deck. You can definitely bump these cards up in ratio to like 3 or something like that. They're very, very strong cards. But at least for this first pass, I wanted to show you what this combo can do with the bare minimum number of cards for the branded opening, while keeping as much of the main Dark Magician engine in as possible. What I was talking about ratios before, you can definitely cut stuff like Dark Magician Girl or maybe this Instant Fusion card in order to put in, another, 3 copies of Branded Fusion or more Alubers or something like that. Millennium Eyes Restrict, although it's a really strong card and it was, reprinted not too long ago, so it's very cheap now. It's, it's just playing only off of Instant Fusion, which is just a one-off of 40 card deck. So it's, you're not going to see it that often, and it's taking up a whole extra deck slot. So maybe you cut that out, and maybe you cut out some of the links slots. So you put in another copy of Albion, Lubellion, and maybe Mirror Jade, because I'm not even playing Mirror Jade in this, but you absolutely could, and it's a very, very strong card. So you put those in, and maybe you put another copy of Fallen of Albaz or something. I think that could definitely help make this deck even stronger than it is already. But it's really up to you what you think, what you think will make this deck stronger and how you want to ultimately play Dark Magician, assuming that you do want to play Dark Magician and not just the strongest deck in the current meta. You can go pick up a set of Tearlaments or something like that. But that's about it. The only other thing I wanted to quickly talk about are those defense card slots. So I think, these cards, they might be best thought of as the cards you want to help pull off the combo, this combo that I just showed you here. Because even though this is a very strong combo and it gets you a lot with just 2 cards, as you could probably tell, it basically dies to every hand trap under the sun, and like I was saying before, it's a pretty linear combo, so a single interrupt at any point can really derail you. You know, the first thing that you're doing basically is summoning Magician's Rod to search illusion magic. If you get stopped there, you know, that's not the best card that you can search off of Rod. So you definitely want to make sure that you can pull off your combo as consistently as possible and play through a lot of stuff. So that's why I'm playing cards like, you know, Dark Ruler No More, and, you know, I'm thinking of playing Evenly Matched and Instant Fusion to get, you know, Millennium Miser Sick and all that sort of stuff. These blowout cards like Dark Ruler No More or Evenly Matched or maybe Super Poly or something like that, they're, even though they give up your battle phase, which really sucks because this is a turn 2 combo, hopefully with OTK potential, they're so strong in terms of shutting down your opponent's effect monsters, which it seems like the trade-off, in my opinion, might be worth it. You don't kill them this turn, but you pull off this combo, which, you know, banishes all their monsters, gets you, you know, plenty of cards in hands for Dragoon's Negate, Guardian Chimera to destroy a bunch of cards that they might try to set up on their next turn, to really help you seal the deal on your next turn. Like, I think it might be worth giving up, just killing them on the one turn in order to actually pull off the combo. And, you know, other cards currently playing, like, you know, Call by the Grave and Branded Lost. They're just, again, more options to hopefully help get your combo to go through. But yeah, let me know what you think. Would you, you know, run other cards instead? Feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you think about the deck, about the combo, and any other ideas that you might have to help improve this deck, or, you know, Dark Magician decks in general. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and good luck with your duels. So peace out.